Welcome back to Second Sight. Today's conversation is about the Shawshank Redemption. Most people remember it as a prison break film. I remember it for an entirely different reason. Whenever life becomes unexpectedly unfair, I find myself returning to this movie, not because it explains unfairness, but because it quietly asks a better question. Once life has become unfair, what do you do next? Life is an uncomfortable habit of changing without asking our permission. A promising career suddenly stalls, a relationship unexpectedly ends, a diagnosis changes everything. A single decision, our own or someone else's, can alter the course of our lives. When that happens, almost all of us instinctively ask, why did this happen to me? That's what has always fascinated me about Andy Dufresne. He hardly seems interested in that question. He doesn't spend his days negotiating with reality. He doesn't organize a pity party. He doesn't wait for fairness to arrive before deciding how to live. Instead, he quietly accepts where he is, not because he approves of it, but because acceptance gives him something resistance never can: clarity. Once he accepts his circumstances, something remarkable begins to happen. He notices opportunities where others notice routines. He earns trust instead of sympathy. He creates value instead of merely counting them. He helps the guard with their finances. He builds a library. He teaches fellow prisoners. He restores hope in a place that was designed to extinguish it. Interestingly, none of these actions bring him any closer to freedom, at least not immediately. They do something far more important. They prevent prison from becoming his identity. Years later, people still remember the tunnel. I remember something else: the day Andy stopped allowing his circumstances to define who he was. Perhaps that was the real escape. Maybe that's why this film continues to resonate with so many people across generations. Not because it is about prison, but because sooner or later all of us become imprisoned by something: fear, failure, regret, loss, disappointment, or simply the belief that life can never become different again. The walls may be invisible, but they can be just as real. And that's the quiet gift this film offers. It reminds us that while we may not always choose our circumstances, we always have a say in the person we become within them. Before we leave, three questions worth living with. Question 1: what prison, visible or invisible, have I quietly accepted as permanent? Question 2: am I waiting for life to become fair before I decide to move forward? Question 3: what is the one small tunnel I can begin digging today? There are no perfect answers, only honest ones. If these questions stay with you a little longer than today's conversation, then perhaps this remarkable film has revealed itself once again. Until next week, keep watching, keep wondering, and remember, great movies reveal themselves slowly.